Good morning. It's about, I don't know, a little bit after 5 on Easter Sunday. My sweetie is still sleeping, and I'm trying not to wake her up. But I wake up early, and on today, Easter Sunday, my Lord, my God, Jesus, I'm reminded He's alive. He rose again. It's what I believe. I believe I need a cup of coffee too. All right, come on now. Come on. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. Come on, Grumpy. Arise, Grumpy. Ooh. It's a noisy little thing. Well, we've been gathering a bunch of materials and supplies, and while Grumpy's doing his thing, I'll show you a couple of things we got working on here. It'll be dark for just a second here, because it's still dark outside too. So we've got one of the cameras reassembled, and this beast will actually go down underneath the water. And you've seen this one before. I don't know if we have it up here or not. We did have it a second ago. Yeah, let's see if we can move it around. That's scary, isn't it? There. Hello. Hello. So we'll get that one back underneath the water. We got that one years and years ago. The camera was very different. The base was different. We've had to re-engineer the base quite a bit. And I've been working on the ROV, trying to get it set up so we can get that back down underneath the water so we can start showing it to you guys. A bit of a mess in here. I'm going to leave the light on because unlike being out on the tower, you know, you and I here on land, we have so much electricity, so much power, and it's just there. We just get it. We use it. We think nothing about it. You probably know somebody that had that. Here, let me fix this a little. Is it better? There we go. You probably know somebody that had that parent that was always, turn off the lights, turn off the lights. Well, there's a reason for that. We didn't always have this much power in America, and gosh, just as early as the 1930s. Which, if you think about it, yeah, you guys might think 100 years is a long time ago. It really isn't. It's very little time. It only seems like a long time because we have such short lives ourselves. But in the 1930s, electricity was not readily available everywhere all the time. You'd have to do a little bit like what we do on the tower. Maybe work with the local groups, get someone to string it together. We didn't have nationwide highways, airports. There's so many things that we've only had in the last, realistically, 100 years. And we think that's how it's always been. Not at all. The ability to have a computer that you can talk to and just make things happen. Computer, turn the lights green. You see what I mean? Computer.
From zones.
Turn the lights white. So my point is that there's so much in this world that's changing so fast that we now take for granted. I mean, it's simply an inconvenience. When we jump into our vehicles and we turn the key, we know it's going to start. There's a lot of work that went into making it so that that car, with that electronic configuration of its fuel source, will start on a cold day, on a hot day. You get in a big steel and aluminum and plastic and fiberglass and Kevlar airplane, and you fly across the country. Do you ever wonder how they find out where they're going? Well, GPS. Do you ever wonder where GPS came from? I was born before GPS. I was born before zip codes, for God's sake. As we put things together, we build a bigger and bigger house of cards. And I don't say it's going to all fall down, but there are times when sometimes we manage to knock out a pretty good chunk of that structure on accident. There's also times when other people want to knock it out from underneath us. Like when you have someone who's a hacker that tears up and messes up something financial, or locks up a database of a hospital, or turns off a system that produces heat and power. Now for me, I grab another coat and I'll stay warm. There's a lot of people that are older, or in a hospital, or infants that need to have the comfort of being able to just be in a house and be comfortable. I've gotten so used to jumping in the car on a cool morning and hitting the button that heats up my butt. A butt warmer in a car. I laughed at it the first time I saw it, but I think I use it a lot. Not in summer. Over the next few weeks, we're going to get out to the tower a little bit more, because I think the waves get a little bit more mellow each year during the spring and summer. This has not been the case for this last fall, and you can blame it on anything you want, global warming or whatever. I do know that some years we can get out there easy by boat, and some years it's really hard. You also know in the last few years our prices of transportation have dramatically increased. So we've had to increase the cost of even coming out to volunteer, which I think is terrible. If we had a significant donation from a wealthy individual, then we could just bring our volunteers out to work on things. But I am still grateful. I saw a donation come in yesterday for $5. $5. You can go to Starbucks now and not even get one of their fancy drinks for $5. But that $5 will make a difference. That'll buy a gallon and a half of fuel that we'll use, a gallon, that we'll use to run the generator when we're welding. It may buy us almost a pound of bacon, maybe. The on sale stuff. You get my point? The cost to exist has increased in many respects. And I know that the young people nowadays have incomes of $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Oh, it's insane. A car costing $50,000. A house, a small house, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million for a place to lay your head and put a refrigerator in. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? I have seen that there's been a lot of young people that are picking up trades again and learning how much fun it is. It gives you a tremendous sense of accomplishment when you can weld a couple pieces to metal, when you can put in some framing with carpentry, or stick some drywall on the wall and make it look smooth and even and straight. When you can learn how to do things with your hands, with motors, understanding electricity, running wiring, doing plumbing with PEX. I don't even know what PEX is abbreviation for. PEX, PEX. poly something or other. But my point is, encourage the young kids to learn how to do things and to increase their knowledge of what to do. It's important to know, and most of the time you don't figure it out until you, use one of these new tools called YouTube and watch someone else do it. Then you can go, oh, I can take that apart. Maybe I can fix that. It's not a bad thing. There's an old joke I heard running around. How do you know how to do everything? Well, it's easy. I was poor. I had to fix everything myself. I do like a good cup of coffee. You know, the black powder folks that we get our coffee from, they asked me a while back if we would switch away from using little pods. I think that's a good idea. Each of those little plastic pods, we just use it and throw it away, use it and throw it away. So we switched over, same coffee. We have a little reusable one for Grumpy. Open it up, put some coffee in, hit the go button, dump out the coffee and use it again. Yeah, it makes sense. Less wasteful. It's like not using a paper cup for my cup of coffee and throwing a paper cup away every day. There's a lot of things that we're very, very wasteful of. I mean, a big one is food in general. We buy more than we need to eat. A lot of us do. We have good intentions. We put it in the fridge, and then we don't want to eat it the next day. Leftovers, right? Well, leftovers are something that if you manage it right, aren't bad at all. Or eating out every meal. Do you jump in a car and drive out, go get a meal every time? Do you do that person that shows up at your door and hands you your food? Think of all the energy you're blowing just for the sake of not getting off your butt. Now, if you're handicapped, okay. If you're elderly, all right. But if you're able-bodied and you just don't want to get up and fix yourself some food and you want someone to bring it to your door and just hand it to you and you're just going to throw all that paper and plastic away, then you're part of the problem. You need to stop that. You need to actually consider how much you're using up of this world. Now, out on the tower, we took advantage of Signature Solar. They had a sale on some of their products, and so we've got some more equipment in addition to what we already have. So we're going to have 90 kilowatt hours of batteries. Pretty hefty. Let me give you a comparison. It's like having 90 large car batteries or boat batteries there. All of them being lithium, all of them being usable for about 10 years. And we've got 52 solar panels. We've got half of them carried out there. 52, that's a lot. That's 20,000 watts of ability to capture. And importantly, we've got the equipment to convert sunlight into the batteries and out into the lights and things that we use out there. Inverters, charge controllers from Victron. Again, got some of those through Signature Solar. So, some people ask me, they're like, how do you do solar? Well, it's not the guy that advertises and says, we'll do it for free. The government will pay for it all. Sorry, guys, if that sounds too good to be true. Yeah. So, I guess the simple thing is, yeah, you can reach out to me. I'm just one person, but how long could it take? Not that many people ask me questions anyway. You could reach out to Signature Solar themselves. They're a great source for materials and for the knowledge on how to put it together. And I went ahead and got, you know what these affiliate things are? If I like a product and I think it's really good, I might talk about it. They might give me $1. Well, I do that with coffee right now. They give me the coffee, and it's really good coffee. I talk about it. And if you buy some, they give me $1. I'm going to do the same thing with Signature Solar. So if you talk to them with my affiliate link, they'll give $1 to me. But guess what? It doesn't go to me. It goes to the tower. I like this part. If I direct any revenue stream from that affiliate link straight into the nonprofit, then that helps us get down the road a little bit further. And why would I do that? Well, my dad was a really good explanation of what it takes to live. He's still alive, by the way, 91. Dad said, when I asked him I guess I was probably in my 30s or 40s, I said, hey, Dad, I don't have a clue how much you make. I mean, you're a doctor, so you should make a lot of money, right? You know, he just smiled at me. He said, son, it's not how much money that you make, it's how much money that you choose to live on. He said that my mama and him decided that they were going to build a future for the kids and future grandkids, and that they did not need to live fancier than they were. My dad didn't go out and buy a nice car. He had a good car, average car. Well, ended up handing down a Chevy Vega, if you know what that is, to me and my brothers to use. And he still lives right now in the house that he and Mom bought in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1960. Simple house. I would say simple man, but no. My dad was brilliant and way smarter than anyone I've ever run into. He made it through college in 3 years, taking 21 hours every semester, and got straight A's. And then he got accepted into med school early and knocked that right out, and then was a doctor for 40-something years. I don't know. Smart man. Anyway. I learned a lot from my dad. Most patient man I have ever known. He had to put up with me. Oh my God. The things I did, as my friends say, I think they had a running bet in high school as to what I would be doing when I would be my demise, whether I'd be skateboarding, doing handstands down hills, climbing on the side of buildings 60 or 80 feet up without a rope. I use ropes now, and I wear helmets. I was skateboarding yesterday. I wonder if they still have bets on me. Yeah, I got my longboard set up now so I can go along, and I'm not riding on the streets much. And I'm wearing a helmet. So, you get my point. You can look old on the outside and feel young on the inside. Get off your butt and do something while you can. Like I need to fix the compressor on their refrigerator. Hear it? But I'm not supposed to because I'm in an apartment, so I'll put in a service call. Then I'll have a nice conversation with Patrick, the maintenance guy, because I know how to do that as well, and we can just chat about it. The apartment complex is the Oasis here in Wilmington, right next to the river. I actually get to look outside, and about a couple hundred feet away I can actually see the river, and occasionally I'll see a container ship going up and down there, which is kind of amazing looking. What a huge, huge vessel. Now, so much we could talk about. I tell you what, if you find a way to come out to the tower, I'm talking to you, you're like, I don't have skills, I don't know how to weld. Well, if you know how to get off your butt and help get something done, and you have a heart to put the tower back in order, then I am talking to you. And if you can't get off your butt and you're stuck in that bed, tell somebody. Just tell somebody about the Frying Pan Tower, fptower.org. That helps more than you know. If you like coffee and you can buy a cup of the Black Powder Signature blend of Frying Pan Tower coffee, that helps. You see what I mean? Just being awake and aware. On this lovely day that our Lord has made. So today, I'm going to work on charging up the rescue device that we got, the U-Safe. If you haven't seen that, I think that's actually going to be very helpful protecting people. And I've got a little work to do on the jet ski that we got out there to help us move divers and people around. I brought it back to land. Today is the Lord's day, and I will relax as much as I can. And I'll remember why I'm here. I'm not here to fix the tower. In my opinion, and I could be preachy on you, in my opinion, I'm put here on this earth right now, basically to know that He is God and that He sent His Son Jesus to save me, because I'm a sinner. You go through the 10 Commandments, I think I broke them all. Yeah. But I'm forgiven. And that's important. So, happy Easter, everyone. Whether or not you believe the same things I believe or not, that's okay. It's not me that's going to be standing in front of God. It'll be you when it's your time. And when it's my time, well, to live is to try and be like Christ. And to die is to gain, be with Him. That's what I believe. You believe something even if you say you don't. Almost time for another cup of coffee. I cannot imagine that you listened this whole time. But if you did, you'd be a great person to come out in the tower and watch a sunrise or a sunset. Or grab a paintbrush. Or tell a friend. Remember, be nice to somebody that you do not like. You might be the only person being nice to them today. And they'll notice. And tell those that you do care about how much you do care about them while they listen. While you're alive and they're alive. While you can. It'll be important. And finally, drink some good coffee. Frying Pan Tower's signature blend of black powder. Time for another cup. Coffee.